Yeah. Well, good Monday morning from Sunset Beach, North Carolina. I love what we get to do and the fact that we get to do it wherever we go with all the people that we're with. And I am on an all-time high, I just have to tell you, after being in Northern Virginia last week, I mean, that's one of my biggest celebrations. I say we, I just showed up, mind you, it wasn't me. But they planned, and Emily Tarasinski in particular, um, planned and executed one of the, if not the best Juice Plus event I've been to. It was phenomenal in every way. And they don't know this yet, but I am going to ask them to do a training on events, not today, but kind of after we've been through that review process too, and all the things that you do. I don't want them to be spending any time on anything but their follow-up right now. But I was like a proud grandmother. I mean, and proud mom, proud grandmom. I mean, it was just off the charts great. And Kathy Turpin is with us today. And she was at the event, got to meet her husband for the first time and give her a hug around the neck for the first time in I don't know how many years, Kathy, maybe five,
Right.
pre-COVID. But anyway, it was just like a big family reunion. And the other thing about it, it was like the best celebration of life. And I might start crying if I talk about it too much, but our Karen shared her story and the way that God has moved in such mighty and miraculous ways in her life and brought healing and is continuing that healing now. But yeah, I don't know that there was much of a dry eye in the place. It was just so heartfelt and so beautiful. And then Emily wrapped us up with one of the most professional um, business summaries with her stories shared in there too. Very full of heart, but very business focused and shared in a very effective way, communication wise. And so, y'all, they got it going over there. I'm just telling you, they really got it going. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and share this announcement first. One of the most exciting things I have heard personally since the entire digital, we call it transformation, but we might call it a few other things, right? So, um, to me, this is the most exciting news I've heard, honestly, because what it does is it restores trust and confidence that the company completely has our backs. So, what they are going to do is they are taking the POB excess and PB excess, the highest one any any of you have ever had, any of us have ever had,
Since
and
September.
they are restoring it to that number. And that should happen in about a week. So, in other words, if in October you had 5,400 excess POB and you had 1,800 excess PB, voila, next week you are going to be restored to that excess, meaning that those of you who have fallen out will be back in. And you'll be back in a strong way so that if you aren't currently at 5,400 in just the regular column, you have several months to really get there without, without that heaviness of, oh, I get there and then I have to build 5,400 excess all over again. I get there and then I have to build 1,800 excess all over again. No, it's going to be completely restored. So, I mean, does that make y'all as happy as it makes me? I mean, honestly, this is huge, y'all. Huge. And
Yes.
it's huge for our team members who, have struggled in a mighty way with the transformation. Let's face it, it's been all of us who struggled with this transformation. We've all lost during this transformation. We've lost pay line volume. We've lost customers. We've lost a lot of things. But you know what? We are regaining, and this just gives us that ability to build back without the heaviness of having to, get that excess rebuilt again. So I am just on top of the world. And if anybody has anything to say about that, you're welcome to unmute and say anything you want to say. Um, but anyway, that's the big news. And some of you may have already heard that. Like it happened last week that we got the digital transformation recording, but I didn't listen to it until on my way down to the beach because we had our hands full of event. And so I wasn't listening, and maybe y'all weren't listening either. So anyway, did anybody know that yet? Am I okay? Okay. Some of y'all knew it. I didn't know it. So some of you
We were sitting in a winery alone, and we thought, well, let's
We
see what
listened to
Skylar
it.
has to say.
Cheers.
And we went, whoa, another glass of wine for everybody.
no
Karen, what's the
kidding.
timing? Next week, did you say? Is
So
that
the way I understand it, it's next week, like before the month finishes.
Okay.
Before the month finishes. So, in other words, everyone who's fallen out of qualification and POB qualification will be restored, and you will,
still May
you will have that this month. And so, what we'd really like to do, and not everybody took a hit with this, some of you are rock solid, you stayed rock solid, it never touched you. That tsunami did not touch you in the sense of losing your excess. But I'm telling you, y'all, very few people were unaffected. It affected almost everyone, almost everyone. So it really is so.
One just little thing, and I just put it in the chat, is it's since September. So your highest number since September when the digital thing happened.
So that is actually a question that I have, Mimi, because Stacy used October as her benchmark when she shared the examples. So I will be emailing Stacy after this, but she used October. And so that is why I said October. But I will email her for clarification because it would seem to me that it should be September also.
Tyler said September.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he did.
I didn't hear that. So, but that's great. If you did, that's great. And I'm so sorry. I might have to move. If y'all hearing Joy, she's like really unhappy that she's not up here. You're not hearing her. Okay, perfect.
Sharon,
Okay.
let me ask you one more thing. So, your September reports are August. So actually they're going before or are they doing, you know what I'm saying? It's like you really look back at where you were at the end of August.
So this is what we will get clarified.
Yeah.
This is what we will get clarified. Yeah.
Before it all happened.
Yeah, before it all went down. Exactly. That would be optimal if it was end of business month, August, But the cool thing is they're not just taking like whatever your end of business was that month, they're taking your highest since that time. So there are some people on our team who made POB and had 1,000 excess, okay, well, so they're going to let you keep that 1,000 excess, and so even if you don't make POB, for example, this month, you still are going to keep that $1,000 excess, which, actually will probably put you in POB, but anyway, that's another conversation. So, anyhow, it's really good news, and I will get clarity on that timeline from Stacy. So anyway, okay, other wins. I really shared mine with the event, and one other win is I have a new frontline team member that I'm very excited about, and she went in the system over the weekend, and she will have her P plus when she places her first order. So I'm very excited about that. Yes. So other wins. Let's hear them. Don't be shy.
I have to say this to encourage you all, and all the people in Northern Virginia already know, but I only had one person attend when I went back to Ashburn, but she was somebody I've been trying for 22 years. So she signed up with excitement. I was like, and not for superfoods. She signed up for the same capsules we've had forever. So anyway, never give up, ever, ever, ever.
Amen. Amen. And I pray she'll be a team member. She's adorable and has such a sweetheart. Yeah. That's a really good one and
And a
such good
nurse. She's a
community.
nurse, by the way.
Yep. Yep. Need her on our team. Okay, who else has celebrations? And welcome to Brenda and Morgan and Sarah and all the people that joined since we got started. So we're so glad you're here.
I'll go. I could just like talk the rest of the, but I'll limit it to one. But you know, spousal support's always been a struggle for me in this business, and I think through this event and having Sharon and Steve here, and you know, maybe being on the steroids and all my emotions, Jack and I had a really good conversation, and I think it may have registered what this has meant to me and how much I needed it. That's the other win. You know, I had been in a real funk. And it's really hard to do this business when you're depressed because it's hard to talk to people. And the timing of this event was so ideal with what I had just been through, because literally I reached out to whoops, sorry,
No worries.
are you guys still there? Can you see me? I don't.
Yeah, we see you. Yes.
Okay, I don't see you, but you don't need to. Anyway, I reached out to over 100 people, but which was not easy because I'll be honest, I was short of breath at that time just talking, but it was all people that I needed to reach out to anyway and thank them for the prayers and the meals and whatever they had done for me. And then it was a natural transition for me to invite them to this, being how much it meant to me at this point in my life. And I think they understood it. So the timing was just impeccable.
I love it.
I would love to get your faces back.
I love it. And Karen, my only sadness is that we did not get you recorded.
Well,
Yeah,
you know,
Sharon, I thought it was. Oh, shoot. Do you want to do a repeat, Karen?
you know, I actually I plan on rewriting my story and getting brave with it. And I don't know that I'll go live on Facebook with it, but I do want to do a recording of it.
Yes.
Because it has changed. That's the other thing. My story has changed. You know, I've been on Juice Plus for 13 years or 14, and the majority of my changes took place within that first year. And I don't know about you, then you kind of, obviously you never stop taking it. And you still believe in it completely. But what I was feeling, I was now used to my new norm. And it wasn't until this surgery that my story changed. And it was, you know, I survived something that I possibly wouldn't have survived without the foundation. So I'm happy to have that, because I think that's something that you just never know when life's going to hit. And I think people can relate to that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, anyway.
So Karen, I want to do an event, a Zoom event, called Stories of Hope, and have you be one of the speakers. So we'll talk about that, but I think that people really need to hear your story. It's so very powerful. And so I will start planning a Stories of Hope, and maybe we'll even do it before the month is out. You know, if you're up to it, you may rather wait until you're, you know, further down the road. I'll leave that up to you, but I do want to do a Stories of Hope with you for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you
All
so
right, Miss
much.
Emily, how do I get this? How do I get faces back?
Are you on the app or the web browser?
That's
Just
okay.
try to come back to Zoom. So whether if you are on the web browser, then come back to like Google Chrome or whatever your web browser is. Or if you were on the app, just re-hit the app and it should open us back up if you had gotten a call.
And if all else fails, just leave and come back.
Well, I don't think she can hit leave because she can't.
Yeah, Karen,
Oh.
if you, are you on the phone or your computer?
Actually, I'm on the computer.
Okay, so then look down at the bottom of your screen,
Yeah.
the very bottom where you have like, Outlook and Word and all those kinds of things, and see if you see your Zoom icon.
Or internet.
I see you guys. Thank you. I'm sorry.
No,
Okay.
Brenda, go Brenda.
Yay.
Thank you.
A little help from our friends. Okay. Well, thank you for sharing, and we will work on that stories of hope when the timing is right for you. But we've got a lot of stories of hope on our team actually that I really do. I want to start doing that on a regular basis. So we'll look forward to that. So okay, more celebrations, Emily.
Okay, obviously could go on and on about the event, but now there's been a few days and I'm reflecting, I think what really keeps resurfacing is just how excited my daughter Audrey was about having a big event and how much she helped me and how much she enjoyed it. And, I talk about how, I gotta let Amy in. We always talk about how like, oh, it's a business you can do while you raise your family. But in reality, like it's actually really hard to do when you have little kids. And I was a little bit nervous about the sacrifice it would be on the family to do this and to have her just be nothing but excited. And I'll just really briefly share after two things. Sorry. We were putting the favor bags together and she did the whole thing. She like put them all out and put all of the items in them. And I said, do you think you'll have a business someday? And she said, definitely. And I didn't even prompt her further. And she goes, probably a Juice Plus one. It was really cute. Obviously I don't care if she does it or not. I just love that this is showing her that she can do whatever she wants and she can still have a family. And then after the event, I got home at like 10 and I thought she was already asleep, but I hear, Mommy. And she was sitting on the side of the bed and she was like, I stayed up. I'm not tired. I got you 2 presents, but you might want to put the light on to open them. And she had just like collected things from around the house and put them in bags with tissue paper and like it just little things like that just show that it's a positive thing for the family, not a strain, is really what means more to me than who was there and who ordered and anything like that. So I'm just feeling really great.
Oh, I love that, Emily. Oh my gosh, that write that down on the follow-up. I mean, like that's hugely significant. And I will say too, the other thing that is beautiful about that is that, and I saw this with all of my kids too, they see that mom wants to love and serve other people in a meaningful way. And that says a lot. Whatever they choose, whatever God's path is for them, they will see that mom serves our family in a beautiful way and we are the most important, but mom also serves other people in really valuable, important ways too. And that's important for kids to learn. So I love that. I love that. That is
And Emily, I want to just say too, what I heard you saying through all that is you're building a legacy. And of course, Karen Karazinski is the top of that. Well, Mara and Jerry, we could keep going, right? But I think you're building a legacy for your family to see how you can serve them and build a business that, well, may or may not be her choice, but at the same time, whatever her choice is, she knows that, mom's doing it, so I can do it.
Right. Even if it's not Juice Plus, it's like because of Juice Plus. And who knows, maybe she will. But I appreciate you saying that. I did feel like it tied into the theme of the talk, which was full circle.
beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Mimi, too. That was great. Okay, who else has celebrations? Severin.
I have a team member, y'all may remember, she got her QSC last month and she's working actively on her, senior. And so what I love, and I just want to celebrate, is that she is so teachable. And her name is Tanya. She is probably adding 4 to 5 people to the pipeline a week. And these are not just, I told them about Juice Plus once and went on. I mean, she's got follow-up involved, and her goal is something that Billy Leonard said to us years ago. If you can have a pipeline of about 100 people, you will consistently bring in at least 5 new customers a month. And our goal is 5-1, as you guys know. And she's like, I'm up to 40 something, I'm up to 60. I mean, it's so great. And that she understands the numbers, and she's not putting pressure on 10 people, that they come in the door. So it's super exciting to just have a team member who gets it, and really enjoys it. It's a ministry for her. So I am celebrating big time.
I love that. I can't wait to meet her in person too, Severin, at Blue Ridge Boot Camp. That'll be
Yeah, she's
fun.
coming to her big event. Look at Steve.
Do you want to say something, honey? We're on celebrations.
Well, golly, there's a lot. Thanks to the Nova people. Wow, that was amazing. So, but I'm, for those of you did you talk, Sharon, one of the things, do you talk about what you're going to be doing, capturing data go forward?
No, that's part of the training. We haven't
Okay,
gotten there yet.
all right,
Yeah.
then I'll be quiet.
Yeah, no.
I don't want to steal your show.
No, that's
That's
okay.
it.
That's
I'm
okay.
gonna take Joy back to the beach.
Okay. All right. Enjoy.
Oh, baby.
I do have to also comment about that Nova trip, that it's so just, you can't put words to what a gift it is that I mean, I was able to start and spend Mother's Day with my daughter, and then the rest of Mother's Day I spent with Mara and Jerry and Steve, and we had the best time. And just to have friends that are like your family, that you enjoy life with, is just, that's a treasure. It's a gift. And then we went on and were able to spend really valuable time with Emily's family, Karen's family. All of Karen's kids were at the event, and we got to meet Jack and have dinner with him and dinner with John.
Had a celebratory dinner to celebrate Emily and Karen's accomplishments.
Yep. It was a huge celebration. So,
Oh, and has she ordered yet, Emily?
No, but she's invited too. So we'll see.
Oh, you sent her a cart?
We haven't gotten there. We've exchanged voice texts about
Gonna
the
do it.
reason. So we'll see.
Did you tell the group about the interaction in the restaurant?
No, our waitress at dinner loves Juice Plus, but gets it from like her sister, who's also not a rep. So she doesn't even know her rep's name. Sorry, my boy is going berserk. But we gave her a sample of Superfood Illuminate, and she texted me a picture of it the next day, said it's how she started her day, and she loved it. So we're working on the follow-up.
yes.
At dinner.
Yeah. And she has a rep who's not taking care of her because her sister keeps getting unwanted products. So she's got more than she needs. So anyway, not that that's not our goal is never like to take customers away from people who we always honor relationships. But if somebody doesn't know who the rep is and doesn't ever hear from them, then it is our honor to be able to give them excellent customer care. And they deserve excellent customer care. That is how I feel about every Juice Plus customer. So shame on whoever customer that is, that they're not taking good care of them. But that's not any of our team, I'm happy to say. So, okay. So in the 5 minutes that we have left, the big thing that I really wanted to talk about is events. And I'm going to give just a little bullet point of a couple of things from my standpoint, watching and seeing the execution of what this incredible team, this Northern Virginia incredible team led by Emily in terms of the event planning, how it became so successful. So number one, Emily made it so fun. she made it so fun. She had music, we had Prosecco, we had, you know, pictures of Luminate, we had all the reps brought an appetizer. So it was just fun. It was like something that anybody would want to come to. Second, we had a great invitation. I paid Wendy Campbell's daughter does invitations. Morgan also has done some invitations. They're beautiful. Morgan has had a lot on her plate lately. And so I reached out to Katie Suter, who will do invitations and turn them around within 24 hours typically for you. And they're, you know, she does a fabulous job. So have a great invitation to use. Number 3, make your list, write it down. You need to be able to keep track of it. And then make your invitations completely personal with like a voice text or however, you know, not many people want a telephone call, but some people do. And so, you know, your people, you want to communicate with them in the way that they want to be communicated with. So, but do make it personal, why you want them to be at the event, not just some generic copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. You can do copy paste with the details, but something personal for them as to why you want it there. Keep a written log of every invitation. Who says yes? Who says maybe? Who says I would really want to be there, but I have a legit conflict? And a lot of people in May, as you can imagine, had legit conflicts. Who ghosts you? Who doesn't respond at all? Y'all, I've been a ghoster, like where I actually had written out a response and failed to press send. Don't take it personally when you get ghosted, because how many of y'all have also seen a message and forgotten to go back and respond to it? I mean, I've done that numerous times. So if I ever do it to you, know that it's not because I'm trying to be rude, but you know, just so we've got to depersonalize that kind of aspect of what we do. You want to ping your ghosters with a friendly, you know, whatever you want to say, but so that they don't, you know, feel bad about not responding. And then you have your event, you execute it, you know, after the event, you want to kind of brainstorm what went really well, what could we have done better to make it an even, you know, an even more effective event next time around. So we're going to be doing that. Last, follow up like a pro. 48 hours after the event is when people are still excited. Beyond 48 hours, it starts to get cold. And so, you know, you've got to follow up like a professional. And honestly, you've got to, if you have a problem following up and asking questions and that kind of thing, you've got to remind yourself that it is professional. It is just being professional. It is serving people well when you follow up. You want to ask questions like, what did you like best about the event? Are you ready to get started? If they're already like on the duo, hey, are you ready to upgrade to the reset, you know, this month? Add the berries and get this free product. You know, figure out what an upgrade would be for them. And then also, hey, when you were hearing the speaker, did you think of anybody else that you know and care about that could benefit from being able to know about the simple solution and the education that we share? I would love to connect with them. And then finally, would you ever see yourself joining us in this mission and helping us get this education out to people that you care about so they can make an informed decision and know about simple tools that they may be totally unaware of? And then you want to track your follow-up results, and you really want to put it in a format where you can start really seeing what happened as a result of the work that you did. Like, you don't want to knock yourself out doing amazing events and then drop off on the follow-up part, or drop off on the, hey, what went really well? What could we do to make this better? You know, you really want to follow it through full circle. So, the action steps you have is plan your next event. Plan your next event and do what we just talked about. Think about fun. How can I make it really fun and winsome that people will want to come? Get it on the calendar. Many of you are very creative and can make your own invitation. You know, go for it if you're good at it. If you're not good at that, I'm not good at that. I farm it out, you know, and do that. There's no shame in that. We can't be good at everything, y'all. So get help where, you know, in whatever areas that you're not good in. And then just start to execute and keep it in writing so that you really can go back and evaluate and see the fruit. You're going to feel so good when you see the fruit that comes out of your event. And you need to be able to, that's the last piece. And honestly, probably the most important thing about a really strong, good event. You want to celebrate the heck out of it. And we had the best celebration ever after that event, you know, taking the husbands out, and we were celebrating their Strive for Five, but we were celebrating the fact that they put on one of the most incredible Juice Plus events that I've ever been to. I would have wanted to come. And so there was just a lot to celebrate in that. And so anyway, those would be your next steps. I also do have a mini training I'm going to share with y'all in Team Impact Facebook group, as well as in the Boxer chat, about inviting to events. It's a really good, it's an older training video, but it's a very good one. It's 11 minutes long, and I would recommend you listen to that, plan your next event, and begin to execute many of the suggestions that we've made here today, and that you'll hear on that call. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, if you don't mind doing that, Em. If you don't mind stopping the recording, and then I'll open it up for questions if anybody has any.